I'm Bri.
And I'm Lucky.
We're the host of
Saying Whatever We Want to Say. Authentic girl talk.
No Punches Pulled.
Like no one's listening.
We discuss any and everything from lifestyle,
our experiences as Black women,
love,
business, and so much more. Saying whatever we want to say.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. What's up?
Look, I can't even help it.
Welcome back to Saying Whatever We Want to Say. What's up, Bri? How you feeling?
I'm good. What's up, Luck?
I'm chilling. Yeah, we have some guests today. Okay, why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Let's just do it that way. We're going to do it that way because I got it written down.
You got like 1,000 names, and I don't want to.
Yeah, because go ahead. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
I'm Shawn Cooks, also known as Floss.
Okay, aka Flossy.
I'm Essence, no nickname.
She
said Essence, period.
Period. So today we do have a serious topic that we're talking about, but why don't you guys say who you represent first before we jump into the topic?
Well, we are from the 518 Snug program, which is a program that's aimed at reducing gun violence. How we do that through conflict mediations, where we speak with the highest risk individuals that are more than likely getting shot or do the shooting themselves.
Okay. And what does SNUG stand for?
Should never use guns.
Should never use guns.
And it's also guns spelled backwards, because we're trying to reverse the narrative of someone picking up a gun.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even notice that. Wow. I never realized that.
So much for being an ELA teacher.
So we are going to get into talking about like Black on Black crime, the things that plague our community. But first, I want to know why you guys joined SNUG, how you joined SNUG, how could people get involved with SNUG?
All right. Me, myself, I have a criminal background. I did many different state bids. I've been going back and forth to prison since I was 18. So I'm gang banging, and so I figured that I once was a part of the problem, so I wanted to become the solution, help become the solution. So that's why I got into what I do, and I figured who else would be better than to talk to these kids than someone that comes from the same walks of life for them, that they see every day, that looks like them, that have been through the same struggles that they either been through or will be going through.
Okay. What about you?
Well, almost the same story. I've done time in prison, detention, group homes, foster care, you name it, I've been there. And I started doing community work on my own, a couple years back, doing the high school kids here, or cooking big dinners for people who didn't have food at home. The younger crowd always cling to me. So Shawn has been with SNUG for a while, and I kept saying, I need to be with this program. What do you guys do? How do I get involved? So one day I'm working at the tattoo shop. He comes to me with an application, do it right now. Filled it out. He brought it back in, and I was called in a couple days. The interviewing process was kind of deep. It's not normal, you go in and we talk. No, you go and you talk. You go in, you get the rundown, and then you go to a board. And
really?
Oh, yeah.
The hiring panel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's a panel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're around about maybe 6 to 7 individuals that's sitting at a table, and they randomly ask different type of questions, a little bit about your background, about who you are, where you are now in your life, and why do you want to become an outreach worker for SNUG.
Okay, so I'm a fake gangbanger, right?
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh, Lord.
Can I get down? I get down?
Well, as myself,
manager.
I was myself was gangbanging.
But I'm not.
but
I
you're not.
just be pretending.
Nowhere close. Well, one of the criteria is one of the main requirements is you have to be credible.
Right.
Oh, I'm definitely credible.
You got to be
for
a credible
faith.
No, Queen. Look, Queen.
She's credibly fake.
No, baby. No.
Let's not put that out there.
Yeah.
I am not fake, guys.
She's credibly.
I just only gangbang to my music.
That's it. That's all she's talking about.
That's all I just rap.
She's a car gang.
Before we get off of this topic, though, I want to know: did y'all meet somebody when you was in prison, or just in the streets, where somebody who made you feel like, oh, this person was a good outreach person for me, so this makes me want to do it? Was there a specific person that inspired you?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't in prison, though. I met many people that was on their path to want to do this type of work, but when I came home, I Kasir. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Kasir. He actually was a program manager for the program when I came home, and I would volunteer from time to time here and there. And plus, I knew him personally, so he was like kind of like walking the path, and it helped me to see more of from an outside looking in on what the program was about and what type of work that they did do.
Okay, and you said nobody for you, no.
For myself, is I was always told I should start some kind of nonprofit, but it's not as easy as said. But who actually inspired me for Snug is Shawn.
Okay.
You see him out there when it's raining on that mic, which I keep running from. But you see him in the videos doing a lot of community work, and I was like, I need to be a part of that. I kept asking, and my time came. But yeah, it's Shawn. I look up to Shawn.
Okay, I do want to talk about you talking about the megaphone, the mic, the megaphone. Like, okay, so I do have a question. I know we're going off the script, but I do have a question because I saw a video today, and I don't know who it was. I think you guys were outside yesterday.
Yes, I'm second.
And okay, so it's cool. Like you guys yelling in the megaphone, sit down, go in the house. I don't know what you're saying, right?
What? Not going to the house.
Not going. Sit down, go in the house. Wait, what?
Sit down. Don't be out here listening to us.
My question is, what though? How much does that help? Like, what are you guys saying to the kids, and how much does that actually help?
Well, the main purpose of it is
awareness.
Bringing awareness to it. Like if someone we try to do it's called a shoot and response, and what we try to do a shoot and response is within the first 72 hours of someone being shot. We either do it where the scene was, or maybe somewhere nearby. Okay. And we try to get a lot of the community's involvement, but we send out blasts, which would be through social media. We hand out flyers to let it be known that we are having a shoot and response because an individual was shot in this area, shot or killed, either or. And we try to get the community's involvement to show that, even if you don't know this person personally, we still care about what's happening in our community and that this is not right and it shouldn't happen. Okay.
And believe it or not, people that live in the community, a lot of them are insiders, they're very introverted and don't know what's going on. So when we get out there, we're handing out this information or we're doing a shoot and response, it gives us a chance to engage with the community and let them know who we are, where we're located, and the services we offer.
Okay. It sounds like more like intervention though. So I'm want to know, like, are you doing anything to prevent? Like, so what things are you doing to be ahead of it versus?
So that's mediation. That's where we come with the conflict mediation. So like there can be a situation where a person hasn't been shot, but there was it was a fight. Maybe at a school. There's a fight. There's a conflict between two individuals or a group of individuals.
Or social media.
And we try to get ahead of it. And, a lot of times people don't like to go to the police, obviously. So they can go to someone that they know they feel comfortable with this information, and we can try to get in touch with the people, tag the people, where we can create a mediation where it don't lead to someone getting shot or someone getting killed.
How much do you think the mediation helps?
100%. I would say for the most part.
We've stopped. It depends on the individual.
Let me not say 100%. It has worked a lot in stopping something from progressing or spilling over. Like we have been able to bring a lot of people together. And when you sit down during a mediation, the first question is, what is this behind? And when you have to answer that question and when your answer come out, you kind of almost instantly
because you have to hear yourself say it. You have to hear yourself say exactly. Oh, it's because he rolled or she rolled her eyes at me right.
And within that first question, in that first 10 seconds of their response, you can tell by their body language and their response if it's going to be successful or not. My last mediation I did, I was not successful due to both parents being not ready. But the last 10 I did, success.
Okay. There's levels to a mediation. Sometimes you have to get depending on the situation, you get with one side first, and then you see if their side is okay with it to the next side. But it's levels. It's not something that's going to happen. Sometimes overnight. Mediation don't happen right then and there. It's drawn out. Sometimes the individuals or the groups are not seeing eye to eye, and we got to go back to the drawing board and let them cool down, and we'll come back at it. But we still stay relentless with it.
Do you think that it's easier to separate like the groups and talk to people one-on-one? Because I think a lot of times people put batteries in other people's backs. I might not even be with it because my homegirl's like, I'm with it.
That's how I haven't done a mediation with Shawn, but how I do it, if it's 10 people involved, I'm going to talk to all 10 people, and then I'll get the group together after I spoke with the individual. And I think it's because you just told me one thing by yourself. So I'm the same person you just told that to. So now if you're in the group, don't let that story change.
Yeah.
It works together, and then we try and bring everyone together. But we definitely start out individually because that you have to cut the head off.
And everybody's with saving face. They
Right.
want to be this hard person in front of the individuals that they're gang with. So they will put on a persona, but when you get them by themselves and you really like let them hear themselves talk about what's going on, and then you talking to them personally, they kind of like change. Because sometimes, like you said, they don't even be with it, but they have to keep on that persona because they're around this person. And then when we with this person, it's like, oh, you didn't jump. They don't want to hear that. But
like me,
it's real.
I just said me and doing a mediation. We just did one last weekend when a young lady actually said out her own mouth, like, you know what, I was being a follower. I was being childish.
Wow.
Like, there was no reason not to like you. I was just doing it just to do it.
Mm-hmm. What is the demographic? Like, what age group do y'all?
14 to 25.
Okay.
Because they statistically say that's what they say when the individual is coming outside. And although we know that I see 12-year-olds that's out there holding guns and stuff, but they kind of know they getting out there knowing what they want to do with their life now, as far as being in the streets or start,
But we will go over and under that age.
Yeah,
Okay.
if need be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you wanna get into our
Let's get into some of these questions. Like you could go. Talk about that validity.
All right, so do you think there is some validation in the concept of black on black crime? So when you hear that phrase, do you think like this is something that's actual? This is something that exists, or do you think it's highlighted that way because it's us?
My personal opinion, well, I don't want to say well, my opinion on the situation is that I think it's both. I think it's both because you see people of color out there victimizing each other. You see the gun violence. You see whatever type of crimes that go on within the black community. But you also see that it's highlighted. I think that it's highlighted more because of who we are as a culture, who we are, because it showed more. We're painted as a culture or a race that is vulgar, that's out there, that's violent. So it'll get showed more in the media. It'll get more attention as opposed to in other race backgrounds,
Okay. Albany has been rated number 7 out of 10 of the top most dangerous cities in New York State.
Okay.
Why do you think violence in our communities have become more prevalent over the past 80 years or so?
Lack of resources, education. A lot of times these kids don't have much to do. I'll talk about within now, like a lot of these kids don't have nothing to do. There were a lot of things like programs and stuff that were available when I was younger.
Yeah, definitely when we were growing up.
Right. You had the music mobile, even though that was corny, but it was stuff that we looked forward to.
It was still stuff. Camp Opportunity, I remember.
You had more camps. You had
community centers.
Yogi Bear.
So
if you're from the city.
Yeah, do we even have a community? What's
we have the Arbor Hill Community Center, which is on Lark Street in 2nd, 3rd. But you also have the Hoffman Rec Center downtown. That's on Hoffman. But that's pretty much about it. You don't have a lot of communities like we used to have when we were younger, and I think that adds to the violence and stuff. These kids don't know how to channel that energy. They don't have nothing to do.
And there's a change in generation.
Very true.
The way we were raised, somehow it's not the same way these children are raised now. Something transpired, and we're not aware of it. We dropped the ball.
Do you think it's younger parenting?
That's definitely a part of it. Absolutely.
Because some people are living in my opinion, are living their second childhood.
Right.
But then we also have a system that we live under that is I don't even know how to say it. My mind is going crazy, but our black fathers are getting ripped out the house and put in jail at higher rates than other communities. So now we have a young mother, no dad.
Yeah.
And we went from TV babies to tablet babies.
Right.
The
And
TV was more controlled, way more than the tablets and the cell phones.
And look at the stuff they push on TV.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think it's largely because of social media influence. I mean, you don't even got to think for yourself.
I definitely think that it's large. Even when it comes to the violence, a person is quicker to pull out an iPhone or any type of phone to record as opposed to help in a situation.
Right.
And being that nowadays, when we were younger, somebody got into a fight, you might have heard it was more word of mouth,
right?
Or somebody may call somebody, but it traveled. But now a person in China can see that you had a fight, and they can chime in on how they think that fight and who won. So now that other person that feel like he got beat up feels like he has to perform, and they got to get back, and they might not be getting back as I'm gonna get my lick back. It's be like I might have to kill this person, or shoot this person because now I feel like I got a reputation to uphold,
and not even thinking in that same moment that I have to kill you to keep my rep, that I'm going to lose my life to the system because I have to. Like, it's no intervention right there in that thought. Like, this happened, so I'm going to do this. Forget what's going to happen to me, but everyone's going to know that I responded this way.
Do you think that we could continue to blame systemic racism, or do you think this is something that internally we kind of have to work through?
Both of them play a part, I think. I mean, we can't always blame pass the buck. We got to take accountability for our actions as well. But look at with the society that we live in as well. You know what I'm saying? We didn't build this to what it is, and we don't have control over it as much. But we have to deal with what we got. But it all comes with choice too of what you want to do with your life. Because I have, they statistically say that if the father of the child went to prison, then the son's going to go to prison. But but that's not always true. It's not always true. But because I followed it. But I made those choices. My cousin, he didn't go to prison. His father did Fed time. He didn't go to prison. He lived a pretty good life. He didn't go back and forth into the streets like I did, gang banging or doing whatever in the streets. So it's not, it's a coin toss.
Yeah, usually with anything though, like you either follow your parents or you want to be the further
away from it. Right. Or you go away from it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who do you think, like, I wanted to talk about like policing a little bit. Okay. Do you think that it is? Okay, I'll just give my personal opinion because I know, like, I feel that policing should be done by people who look like the people in that community.
Absolutely agreed.
Because we tend to understand what's going on. We probably can stop things. We're not always going to think like, oh, this kid is yelling this. He's being aggressive.
Right. Understand our body language. We speak the same tone. We speak the same body language. We have the same culture. You will understand my slang. A person of not my color, a different race.
Yeah, it didn't grow up how we grew up.
Feel like we're coming off aggressively. I actually just dealt with this in the school system. Someone was suspended for 3 months.
Whoa.
Simply because the superintendent, I will leave out names in schools.
Okay.
She felt threatened just because the young lady, the way she was speaking, which is normal to us because I'm familiar with it. I wasn't bothered by it. I didn't understand the confusion, but she felt threatened. She was scared. It was just like, she's just upset.
Right.
Yikes.
And lost 3 months to that.
Wow. And wow.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people don't understand like our passion.
Yeah, and
I want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, and
it get misconstrued to
a
lot
else.
As aggression, or like a police officer might take somebody saying something or doing something.
Now you're under arrest. Now you're resisting. Now you're being insubordinate. It's all these things.
But I also think it comes with education too. Knowing where you're at, knowing, if you're coming into a neighborhood, you don't know nothing about this society. This.
You know what I want to say really quick?
Go ahead.
I said but the answer is yes and no. Yes, more of us should be in our community, but not every white person is racist. What needs to be done is during that intake process of giving them that badge, they need to be truthful and force them to be truthful of how they feel about different races. Therefore, you know where to place your police officers.
You know what I think, though? I don't always think it's racism.
No,
I think sometimes they get there. They're not lack of knowledge. People like authority, but I think when put in a situation, they get scared. Because regardless of all the training that you could have, those images, those things that are put in the media are planted in your mind.
It's in your subconscious.
And now that stuff plays back to you. Oh yeah, these guys, they're like this. We got to take. You know what? He just shoot him. Just shoot like.
And just like we're giving data, they're giving data. So we have numbers, and we know what's went on. In a previous year, and they've been giving the same numbers in the community, or what's going on, or what's
this is a high crime community.
Exactly. So off rip, when you're pulling over a car, I never understood. Like, you're pulling over a car for a tail light, but you're holding your gun.
Right.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh,
but I think that it's not the reason why I can agree with you though is because I feel like I also have some in some ways internalized racism, right? So like in situations where you're in a neighborhood that's sketchy, right? We know sketchy neighborhoods. I grew up in a sketchy neighborhood, right? So I'm walking down the street and I see a man walking on the same street, same side of the street as me, a black man. I might get a little bit nervous.
I'm getting nervous with a white man.
If you got a hoodie on.
Maybe
but I'm getting nervous with any man walking on the same side of the street.
And I'm totally comfortable. And no matter what community it is, I was just in Syracuse, and we had to do a canvas and stuff, and I felt at home. Like I felt I'm with my people. They're living a different lifestyle, but I understand why. I understand what I can look and see what happened, but I don't feel scared. I don't feel like I'm going to get robbed. I don't feel like I'm going to be shot. I can tell when something's about to happen. I know what to do.
Right.
But if a cop car gets behind me, my heart instantly starts racing.
Pounding.
I had a conversation with my boss where we were like when all this stuff was going on, and you know, like who was? I mean, I don't even want to say who was the last person to get killed because there's been many, but I can't remember. Oh, George Floyd. And I was explaining to her, I was like, you can never understand what it feels like. I'm like, I got pulled over for, I think I was going 45 and a 30 or something like that. I got pulled over. And the officer said, get your license registration. And I said, I put my hands on, I'm not. I said, I'm not. You can take my reg off the dash. My name is this.
That's it.
And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm not reaching for my phone. I'm not reaching for nothing. They're not going to say they thought they saw something in my glove compartment. I'm not giving you a reason. Listen, my hands are on the steering wheel. Take everything off my dash. When you run my name, it's going to check out. And I'm a woman,
right.
But
it's happening to us.
It's
too.
happening to us too. We used to fear for only our black men. Now we got to fear for ourselves. We got to fear for our children. Like,
yeah, it's petrifying. Even if I just ride past the police, my heart is pounding.
Man,
if I see, it don't even have to be a police light. Like if I just see a red light behind me, or
you're dead serious.
Any color,
right?
Like
I don't know the race of the driver. I know what the car looks like,
right?
And automatically, I think. Is
my life
my little sensor, you know the sensor where you switch, like, or a car's coming by you, and that went off and I jumped. Like I've had some things that I've experienced that have been traumatizing from a child. I've watched my father, things happen with my dad. My cousin got killed by an officer. Me, my brother, my sisters, after his graduation got pulled over. Officers like trying to pull my brother out of the car in his cap and gown. I've had a gun pulled on me for an officer yelling officer safety. I've had like a lot of things happen to me, and I've never been arrested. I'm not like
she a fake though.
Yeah, I just listen to gangster music. But no, but like these are the things that happen to me. So like for me personally, I'm automatically scared. I'm automatically scared.
Yeah, but you know what? Sucks. In Albany, I'm not.
No.
In Albany, if I get pulled over, something happens, I'm going to be argumentative because I know my community. I know my area.
But you know the officers?
I don't personally know them, no, but I just know that's not an issue where I live. You know, they could pull us over and they're not going to shoot first, ask questions later. Like, they're pretty lenient. And I've had a lot of police encounter. Like I said, I've been in jail and everything. 1,000 times
but why do you feel that you need to be argumentative?
Oh, because sometimes, depending on what the situation is, I know my rights. I don't have to answer any questions. I need to know why I'm being pulled over.
Absolutely. But, all right.
So, Snug, how long has Snug been around?
Well, it came from Chicago with the Cure Violence model.
Really?
But yes.
So Snugs are in different places?
Yes. Snug started in Albany in 2010, into 2009, 2010. And we have 12 sites across New York State. We have Buffalo, Rochester, Utica, Poughkeepsie, Newburgh, Wyandanch, Jacob, Westchester County. You have
y'all can stand up. That's one problem.
You have many, and then you have other organizations that are like Snug that are.
I was about to say you a bad man. You name more 12 right now at the top of your head. You was close.
Get down with Snug. Like, do you have to have certain credentials? Like I was joking
down
in the
as far as what?
Like be a part of it.
It's many ways.
You can volunteer. As you know, we have volunteer forums for anyone that wants to volunteer and just be a part of our community. You know, to give back to your community. And we are hiring as well. You can fill out an application. And as far as criteria,
you got a degree.
You don't have to. It depends on what you're going for. As far as like an outreach worker, you don't specific. You know, a lot of our outreach workers have a checkered past. You know, a lot of us have been to prison. A lot of us been in the streets. A lot of us had gangbang. A lot of us have just lived the street life. But you don't always have to.
Do you think the kids have a tendency to listen more because you lived the life?
Yes,
I think so, because they can relate. I can relate to them. They can relate. And when you talk to someone, if
I'm going to buy a house, I don't want to talk to nobody.
Not to get off your question, because he was still in the middle of answering it. You also can do a partnership, and that's what Tina Walker did. The Youth Incentive Program came in with an idea that WOW does, came in with all her paperwork in order, what to do, how to do it, when should we do it, and we got down with her, and now we're in the partnership.
Okay.
So Snug is very open to anything that's going to bring positive change and that we think could work. Our program manager is really open to suggestions. Like, he don't shoot anything down. If it makes sense, he's definitely gonna get behind it.
Okay, so why don't y'all, like, you want to shout out your socials, like how people could get in contact?
Well, we have we also have you can follow us on Facebook. We have a 518 Snug Facebook page.
Okay.
Don't have an Instagram page. But we have and personally, people could follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I have
He gonna say he can't follow you back because his
extra followers.
Now he can't show her the video, Shawn.
He gonna say that his Instagram ain't really
my request is under construction, so I can request you, but no, you can request me, but I'm working on requesting.
I'm working on following.
All right, what's your Instagram? I'm sorry,
my Instagram is floss_1, and my Facebook is Mr. OMG Floss.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to social media.
All right, you gotta pass. But where is the hub again in Albany? You gave the address.
We have a uptown office, which is on 341 Clinton Avenue, and that's at the corner of Henry Johnson Boulevard and Clinton Avenue. And we also have a social working office that's right across the street, directly across the street.
Is it social working office?
We have social workers too. We have a social worker and a case management.
Yeah.
That's how we have a lot of resources that we help people with grief counseling. We help with
really.
We help people.
We skipping ahead in questions.
No, they about to wrap.
No, we rapping, but
what?
yeah.
So I want to let me get this out. We do have a social work office what helps us with people that need we help with employment. We help people to get in touch with any type of counseling they need, whether it's grief counseling, trauma counseling. If you're trying to part with housing, what else? Jobs, employment, and victim services. Like, so if you've been victimized by gun violence, and you out of work for lost wages, you live in an area where you got shot at and you're trying to get out of the area. That starts with is that
I don't know how many people knew that.
I do want to say, look out for our community events.
Yes, it's OVS, and all you have to do to get the ball rolling is if you've been victimized by gun violence, all you have to do is get the incident report. I mean, not the incident report, the police report.
Police report.
And our social worker will pushes it through to OVS and help you file a claim.
Okay. Wow.
And walk you through the whole process.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far we do community events, whether it be a pop-up event where we just having a
take one line.
Go ahead, that we giving out hot dogs and hamburgers, or we
also partnership with churches where we could get any furniture needed, pots, pans, beds. That's another resource we have for the community.
Yeah, that's Victory.
Yes, there we go.
Wow.
Victory Church.
If you are in need and you need deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste,
the bare necessities,
socks, you come in. We have that too. To-go bags.
Food pantries.
We now have, and
people
have
don't
the food
be ashamed
pantry
to pull up. Don't be ashamed to pull up.
We have information for food pantries.
And we also are in I think we're starting our own where we're able to give out some food as well.
Well, that's in the process then.
Yep. So
all right.
Snug offers a lot.
Nice.
Yes, just tap in with us.
Is this a center? Like, let's say a kid is feeling like they're in the middle of something at the moment. Can a kid just walk right in?
Yes, please
Okay.
Stop by our office, and we're trying to help in any way that we can, in any capacity that we can.
It says the highest risk, but any child in need, if you don't know where to go, you definitely could come to us and we could point you in the right direction. Okay. And our offices also is kind of like a safe haven. You know, if they're having a moment and they're frustrated and don't know what to do or where to go, you know, we have a whole game room set up in our offices downtown. We also I have a big office where they come on the couch, they can sit, relax, they can shower if they need to, if they're not able to do so at home.
Wash clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have a lot of services.
Seriously, it's a lot.
Wow. See, and I think like what people know of you guys is what I only knew.
Are we outside yelling?
Like, outside yelling, sit down, go in the house.
Yeah, I mean,
like she said.
It's more to Snug than just seeing on the outside looking than it is on the outside looking in. Mm-hmm. We partnership with a lot of many different organizations.
And that's because we don't want to promote all the resources and get the wrong kind of attention, because we want to let everybody know we're there, you know, to decrease gun violence or, you know, attempt to or reduce it. But it's not like we're the social services, you know. We have a lot of resources, but it's to help a certain, you know, I guess you say, what would you call it?
Demographic.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But we're here for our community.
Right.
Always,
I love it.
At the same time, absolutely.
But we focus on, you know, the gun violence and any type of violence.
Like that's our priority.
We just here for our community, and always. A lot of times we dealing a lot with the youth. But we here for everyone. And if we can't help you or we don't have the resource, we can definitely shoot you in the right direction.
Love it. Is there anything y'all want to leave the people with?
You know, tap in with us. We're there. We utilize us. You know, if you didn't know what we did, I hope that tonight will, as you know, helped you understand more about the program. And 341 Clinton Avenue, 56 Morton Avenue. Just come by if you need to know anything else. You can definitely come by, check in with us, or, you know, follow our page, see what we got going on. We always want to partner with any individuals that are, you know, trying to make the community better and help out.
What I would like to say is this is for the parents. If you have a child at home who you know is tied up in any gang violence or any matter at that, and you're afraid and you don't know where to turn, and please don't go to the cops. But if you feel like that's your only outlet, reach out to us. We work directly with participants. That's another big part of our program is working with children. We're in a lot of the schools, but a lot of parents didn't know about this until we come to them because of a fight or something. So definitely get in contact with us if you need one of your kids, you know, they need help in any kind of way.
Okay. You got anything you want to say?
I don't.
I'm really shocked. I am actually elated because I didn't know. So now I have some information. Now we can spread this information so more people can be aware of what we do have in our community and the resources that are out there for those that feel like hopeless and they feel like they don't have anywhere to turn, and that you don't have to fight. We can figure things out. And so I'm super elated.
Thank you for having us.
That's what I say. Thank you for having us and helping us to spread the word. And Snug love.
Yeah, Snug love. Thank y'all for coming.
We need some merch.
You know what? Stop by the office.
We do have some Snug t-shirts, and we're gonna be getting some new ones for the summertime. So we'll definitely tap back in with you guys and get you those things.
Yes. All right. Well, make sure y'all follow us at saying
_
whatever we
_ want to say.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Also follow Only Way Out Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Until next time, we out of here, y'all.
Peace.